anime villains don't always stay villainous. Actually, there are plenty of anime villains who turned good. In series like Naruto and Yu-Gi-Oh! This happens to nearly every villain, while other anime use the trope more sparingly. Sometimes it's heartfelt, and sometimes it's kind of ham-fisted, and it happens for a lot of different reasons. Which switchover did you think was the most plausible and interesting? 9. Ru Kuroha Princess Tutu. Princess Tutu's Ru Kuroha, also known as Princess Krihi, is the daughter of a Raven King disguised as a human, whose mission is to make Prince Mitho fall in love with her. While she's doing this for fairly innocent reasons, she's actually in love with Mitho. The Raven is using her to kidnap and destroy Mitho. When Ru discovers the Raven actually kidnapped her as a child, and is not her real father, she joins Fakir and Duck in their effort to save Mitho and defeat the Raven instead. 8. Takasuji Gintama. Takasuji wasn't always the ruthless, destructive villain that we knew him to be. In fact, he was best friends with Jintoki and Katsura, as well as a loyal disciple of Yoshida Shoyo. After Shoyo's tragic death, Takasuji becomes bitter and resentful. His only desire was to enact revenge upon the Bakufu and destroy this world. But when Utsuro appears as a new threat to Earth, Takasuji sides with Jintoki and his friends once again. Although he was led astray on a dark path, Takasuji eventually finds his way again. 7. Clammy Zell No Game No Life. Clammy Zell of No Game No Life starts off with zero confidence in the abilities of the Humanity, her world's name for the human race. This perception has something to do with her experience as a slave to an elf family, and her own relative powerlessness in the face of her situation. At first, she's vigorously against Sora's attempts to conquer Disboard. In this universe, conquering is a reasonable and non-villainous thing to do, and is in fact the goal of all civilizations. It's not that Clammy is trying to stop Sora from doing something wrong, she's impeding his progress and acting in a villain-like role out of fear. When she eventually agrees to help Sora, it's because he and his sister Shiro prove to her that yes, humans are actually extremely powerful, and yes, they are more than capable of taking on other species with magical abilities. 6. Itona Horaiba Assassination Classroom. Itona and Class 3E didn't exactly start off on the right foot. From the moment he entered the classroom, Itona declared that he wanted to kill anyone stronger than him in their class. And of course, this included Korosensei. But after Shiro cruelly abandons Itona, Korosensei resolves to save him and take him under his wing. Moved by Class 3E's compassion, he decides to officially join their class. Slowly but surely, Itona goes from a selfish, cold individual to a loyal member of the team. 5. Ikalgo Hunter x Hunter. Leave it to Hunter x Hunter to make us root for a talking octopus. Ikalgo is a chimera ant and the captain of Leo's squad. Although he initially tries to kill Killua, he ends up switching sides after being moved by Killua's kindness towards him. If it wasn't for Ikalgo's help, Killua would have died after his battle against the Ortho siblings. 4. Teruki Hanazawa Mob Psycho 100. Teruki Hanazawa starts off as an arrogant preteen who uses his psychic powers to gain popularity and power in his middle school. Said power involves control over multiple gangs. When the protagonist of Mob Psycho 100, the titular mob, is tasked at taking him down, the two of them have a battle so dramatic that viewers are shocked that Teruki leaves the fight with only damage to his hair. Through their fight, Teruki realizes that he isn't the only person out there with psychic powers, and in fact he isn't even the strongest person with psychic powers. His battle with Mob humbles him, and makes him want to be Mob's friend. When Mob has to go save his brother from kidnappers, Teruki is right there to help him out. 3. Accelerator A Certain Magical Index. Accelerator of a Certain Magical Index is the most powerful psychic in Academy City. He's sadistic, aggressive, and he demonstrates this by joining an experiment designed to create a psychic even more powerful than himself. In this experiment, he has to murder 20,000 clones. The thing about Accelerator is that despite his cruel exterior, he actually has good intentions. He isn't motivated by a desire for power, he wants to be unapproachable, so that no one will be hurt by challenging him, which will happen the instant he shows weakness, despite the terrifying nature of his ability, which makes him immune to bombs and allows him to literally change the direction of people's blood. After finally being defeated, he becomes sort of an anti-hero, before eventually becoming a protagonist, a good guy in his own right. 2. Viral Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Viral of Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann starts off as a surface-dwelling enemy of Team Daiguren. As a member of the Human Execution Squad, his goal is pretty self-explanatory. He despises humans, calling them naked apes, and is more than happy to help get rid of him. Eventually, a combination of actually interacting with humans on a personal level, being treated disrespectfully by his own comrades, and realizing that attacking humans is not, in his view, honorable, he does an about-face, and ends up joining Kamina and company. 1. Ken Ikajuji Digimon Adventure 02. Ken Ikajuji starts off as the Digimon Emperor, the main villain of Digimon Adventure 02. He forces Digimon to do his bidding, and generally creates chaos in the digital world. The thing is, Ken doesn't realize that the digital world is a real place with real consequences. He thinks he's playing a video game, and he's chosen the villain route in order to cope with the death of his older brother, also because a river told him to, but that's the less compelling explanation that the series offers. After he realizes that his actions actually have consequences, and spends some time holed up in his room scaring his mom, he ends up joining the other DG destined in their quest to save the digital world from bigger, badder, digital threats.